Have you ever wondered how your computer magically runs so many apps at once? From your browser to your games, even your antivirus, all without exploding. Well, the secret hero working behind the scenes is your operating system, the unsung commander of your computer universe. Today on Cyber Heroes, we are diving deep into operating system fundamentals. What is it, how it works, why it is so important, and how you use it every single seconds you are online. Let's get up, cyber heroes. So here we will see introduction to OS, then main functions and types of OS. Then we will see some very popular OS like Windows OS, Linux OS, and Mac OS. Think of your computer as a big company. You have a hardware, the employees like CPU, memory, and the storage and software. The tasks they perform, the operating system is the boss that coordinates everything. Without an OS, your computer would just be an empty box of metal and silicon. Popular examples of operating system includes Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android, and iOS. They will serve the same purpose, managing resources and allowing user to interact with hardware easily. Then we will see the OS performs some main functions. Let's consider as 5. Let's break for them everyone. First one is process management. Whenever you open Chrome, Spotify, or a game, your OS creates a process for each. It devises which process gets CPU time and when. Example, I will give an example. When you are gaming and listening to a music, your OS multitasks by giving both processes a fair share of the CPU, just fast enough that you do not even notice the switching. Then we'll see memory management. The OS keeps track of what part of memory is being used by which process. It also ensures one app does not mess with the another's data. For an example, if a Chrome crashes, it does not take down your entire PC. That's the good memory management. Then we will say file management. The OS organizes files on your drive, creating folders, directories, and permissions. It's like the librarian of your system. When you save as a document, it's your OS deciding where and how it's stored on the disk. Then device management. The OS communicates with the hardware using drivers. For example, when you're pulling in a printer or USB, your OS uses a driver that make them talk. Another thing is security and access control. The OS protects your data using user accounts, passwords, and permissions. It ensures only authorized user can access your files. For example, login screens, fingerprints, file permission icon, and so on. Then we can go for types of operating system. Not all operating systems are created equal, or depending on how they handle tasks. We have several types. Let's start with single user, single task OS. Here, just like MS-DOS. Here I didn't mention, but MS-DOS, it was the earlier OS. Then multi-user OS supports multi-users at the same time, like Unix or Windows services. Multitasking OS runs multiple applications simultaneously, like Windows, Mac OS, or Android. Distributed OS, it manages a group of computers and makes them work as one system. Or distributed OS manages computer as a single system. Example, Amoeba OS. Then we can see some real-time OS that use it in robots, cars, and medical equipment where timing is critical. Example, VX works or free or TOS. They react instant to the input. Here I mentioned batch OS, time sharing OS, distributed OS, network OS. Let's see the components of an operating system. The components are file system, device drivers, system utilities, kernel, and shell. Let's see what does the kernel do. Now let's open and the hood, see what is inside the OS engine. The kernel. The kernel is the heart of OS. It directly interacts with the hardware. Think of it as a bridge between hardware and software. It's a bridge between hardware and software. Then we'll go for shell. That is what the user interact with a shell. Can be graphical like Windows GUI or a command based line like Linux terminal. Then we will go for file system. This handles how data is stored and retrieved using formats like NTFS, FAT32 or ext4. Then we will go for device drivers, the translators. They translate software commands into hardware language. The system utilities, some libraries are there present. I will make a separate video for this in depth. We are going to see all about working. Then Windows versus Linux. Windows OS and Linux OS. It's widely compatible with software, hardware, large users base offers support options like it's an open source nature, allows for customization and flexibility for specific need. Its user-friendly interface, it enhances security features, reduces vulnerabilities to malware and cyber threats. Command line interface offers powerful control over security and streaming complex tasks. Its strong game support ensures optimal performance and complete for gamers. So this was all about OS fundamentals. Hope so you like this video and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. See you in next video. Bye bye.